Yes, indeed. B Marsh Boxing back at it with another post-fight review. This was a unification, actually not a unification fight, but two titles on the line. WBO and WBC, 140-pound titles held by the unified champion, Jose Ramirez. Okay, and this was a very good fight, man. Better fight than I expected, and this was actually a barometer test right here to see who's gonna be who when an undisputed fight looms around the corner. Now, the first round I gave it to Victor Ramirez. Victor Ramirez was on his. I said Victor Ramirez. Jose Ramirez was being aggressive. He was putting the pressure on, walking the man Postol down. Postol was pumping the jab, but I thought that the man Jose Ramirez landed a few more punches, getting on the inside, throwing some body shots, throwing some power shots to the head. You know what I mean? Postol was mostly pumping the jab, so I gave round one to Jose Ramirez. Round two and three was all Victor Postol. He stood his ground, pumped that jab straight up and down, European style, Ukrainian style, upright Euro style, pumping that jab, straight punches, no hooks. And that's what I said in my prediction. If you want to hook with the hooker, good luck, Victor Ramirez. But I said Victor Ramirez, Victor Postol. But I would suggest that he would throw more straight punches, being that he got the longer reach. You know what I'm saying? The longer reach, and he's the taller fighter. You know what I'm saying? So Victor Ramirez, Jose Ramirez was having trouble cutting off the ring and keeping and getting past that jab from Victor Postol. You know what I'm saying? So rounds two and three, I gave it to Victor Postol. Rounds four, I gave it to the man Jose Ramirez. He started to cut off the ring, started putting pressure on the man Jose Ramirez. Landed a few more punches, and I thought that he won that round easily. Um, Round five was a Victor Postol round, pumping the jab. Using lateral movement. The 1-2s were percolating. But he was mostly keeping him at the end with the jab, and that's what the man Victor Jose Ramirez wasn't really bringing to the table. The jab, power shots all day, every day goes towards the man Jose Ramirez. But you know, as aesthetically looking at the fight, these rounds that Victor Postol is winning. He's winning them comfortably because he's keeping the man at the end of his jab. You know what I mean? And Jose Ramirez is an aggressive fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's a type of guy. I said in my breakdown and prediction, he's there to get hit too. It's not like Victor Postol is in there with the Pernell Whitaker or you know what I'm saying, Floyd Mayweather, or these great defensive fighters. Nah. And he was at the brunt, catching the brunt of a lot of punches from the man Victor Postol. You know what I'm saying? If Victor Postol was just a little bit more aggressive, as in, throwing the right hand, keeping him honest, keeping him all day, every day at the end of that right jab, he would have accumulated many more rounds. You know what I mean? Round 6, 7, and 8 was all Jose Ramirez. As a matter of fact, Jose Ramirez now started going with the game plan I suggested in my breakdown and prediction, going to the body of the taller guy, rip him to the body. That way, the man could be more stagnant. The head could move, the body not so much. And he was ripping him to the body, and he was catching him with beautiful combinations now. Not rather than just letting one punch at a time go, he was throwing 1-2-1s. And it was the one. He was ripping him to the body. Now the man is being cautious, protecting his body. Victor Postol, Jose Ramirez throws a 1-2 to the body. Victor Postol brings his hands down to guard his rib cage, and then the 1-2-1, the jab comes over the top and it smashes him right in the face, kind of like a short left hook, kind of straight jab. You know what I mean? A power shot by all means. You know what I mean? And round 6, 7, and 8 was all the man. I thought in round 6 and 8, Victor Postol was about to get stopped. He caught a vicious left hook in round 6 that stopped him in his tracks. And it started looking like, he about to be on his bicycle running for his life, you know what I mean? But he withheld and he withstood the pressure, you know what I mean? Round 9, I gave it to Victor Postol. he started to establish, the range and to keep him at the end of the jab, throwing the 1-2s, occasionally throwing some left hooks to the body, you know what I'm saying? Mostly straight head punching, you know what I mean? Because he knows reaching over to the body could expose his head. And Jose Ramirez is deadly with them kind of hooks from the inside. And Victor Postol is keeping him at the end, and he ain't let him get through. And I gave that round 9 to Victor Postol. Round 10, I gave it to Jose Ramirez. Yeah, I'm saying Jose Ramirez was, just applying the pressure, cutting off the ring, going to the body. I'm saying, and he was just throwing more hooks and, landing more punches in that particular round 10. So through 10 rounds, I have this fight 5-5, 5 rounds apiece. I have a draw. The championship rounds win it all. You know what I mean? And I don't even gotta break down the championship rounds. Round 11 and 12, I gave them to Victor Postol. I gave round 11 and 12 to Victor Postol. I thought Victor Postol dictated the range. He even stunned the man, Jose Ramirez, in round 11 with a straight right hand that stopped him in his tracks. This guy got a solid chin. He got a granite chin, you know what I mean? Jose Ramirez. That's one thing for sure, two things for certain. He got a granite chin. And the man got caught with that punch. It stopped him in his tracks. He thought about it, and he still kept coming forward. But Victor Postol was moving beautifully in round 11 and 12. Even caught him with a check left hook. I had suggested that he don't throw no left hooks in there or hooking with the hooker, but he caught him with a nice check left hook, kind of like how Floyd Mayweather caught the man Miguel Cotto or Maidana on the ropes. Before you know it, Floyd's back is on the ropes. Before you know it, now it's Maidana and Cotto's back on the ropes, and he did the similar thing to the man Jose Ramirez, except that they weren't on the ropes, so we're kind of in the middle of the ring. The man missed punches, missed the man. Jose Ramirez missed some straight right hands. Then the man just pivoted and caught him with a beautiful check left hook, man. It was a thing of beauty. And I had round 11 and 12 for the man, Victor Postol. I had him winning this fight 7-5 on my scorecard. At worst, this fight is a draw, 6-6, but I didn't see Jose Ramirez winning this fight. I picked Jose Ramirez to win this fight in my breakdown and prediction, 8-4. Okay? I thought he'd apply the pressure, rip the body cage, just be all on top of the man, Victor Postol, and basically take away his airspace to throw them straight punches. But no, not really. Victor Postol dictated the pace and the range of this fight. You know what I mean? The ring generalship was all the man Victor Postol. Look, man. Main Boxing Bike in the chat. He says, yo. He says, I give Postol that fight. You and I alike, my G. I got Postol winning this fight. Main Boxing Biker says, I think Postol jab and 1-2 will stop Ramirez in his tracks. Yes, indeed. And I said in my breakdown and prediction video, Ramirez is there to be hit. I've never seen him in a fight where he hasn't been tagged up, even by the Jose Zapetas of the world. Maurice Hooker. That fight wasn't just all 6 rounds. Jose Ramirez, Hooker had success too, but his tall ass is there hooking with a hooker. Unlike Victor Postol, and I thought Victor Postol won this fight. Main Boxing Biker says 9-3. I have the fight, or maybe 8-4. Ooh, you got it a little wide. You got it wide like that one judge. So the scorecards on this fight, the one judge had it 114-114. When I heard that, I was like, okay, I ain't mad at that. One judge had it 115-113, 7-5 for Jose Ramirez, and one judge had it 116-112, 8-4 for Jose Ramirez. This ain't a robbery, no. Close fight, very close fight. But I thought that the man Victor Postol won, you know what I mean? But I guess ESPN Top Rank alike, they ain't trying to F up that money. Now they just waiting on the man Josh Taylor, who, by the way, has fought the man Victor Postol, dropped the man Victor Postol, went through a little trials and tribulations, a little difficult fight. But I thought he won that fight pretty comfortably, as opposed to the man Jose Ramirez tonight, you know what I mean? Main Boxing Biker says Postol was hurting Ramirez a lot. Yeah, he was. It's with the 1-2, you know what I mean? I'm surprised Jose Ramirez, man, is cutting off the ring skills. He kind of got exposed in there because the man's Victor Postol, his footwork was superb, especially in the first half of the fight. Boxing Learner, what's good? Boxing Learner, how you feeling, big man? He's in the chat. He says Ramirez sounds like he's disappointed. Of course he's disappointed. He didn't perform well. Look, man, Jose Ramirez fights over there in Fresno, California, wherever he's from, man, in front of 10,000 minimum. 10,000 minimum. You know what I mean? The man puts on a show and a crowd out there. Tonight he fought in front of nobody. I'm pretty sure that sure enough affected him. Not to mention he been out the ring 13 months, but Victor Postol been out the ring 16 months. You know what I'm saying? So, no excuses, you know what I mean? But I thought the right man didn't win the fight tonight. He didn't get the W. Mr. Doc says, main boxing biker, that's how I had it. What's up, Mr. Doc? Very disappointed. Mr. Doc says, very disappointed in how Ramirez fought. Gaines PP got the eyes watching. What's up with you, Gaines? Boxing Learner says, I heard Andre Ward was tripping. Yeah, he was. He was tripping. And, because through the first 6 rounds, I had to fight 3-3. 3 rounds apiece. Through the first 6 rounds, Andre Ward had this fight 5 rounds to 1. That's why he got it on the scorecard. What's his name? Ramirez winning 7 rounds to 5. You know what I mean? Boxing Learner says, I heard Andre Ward. Oh, I just read that. Yeah, he was. And he got into a little back and forth argument with the man, Tim Bradley, whom I thought his scorecard, even though they didn't display it, but I thought he was on cue with what he was seeing. You know what I mean? Gaines PP says Postol won 8 rounds to 4. I had it 7 rounds to 5. I ain't mad at you one bit, man. That's how I seen it. 7 rounds to 5. Gaines PP said his jab was the reason why Ramirez's volume was low. Absolutely. He couldn't get past that jab. I mean, he was getting peppered with that jab every time. I mean, getting stopped in his tracks. And like I said, in round 11, he got stunned in that round. He ain't do no funny dance. He ain't, take no step backwards, but he got stopped in his tracks. And for a split second, the man, and like I said, he got a granite chin, man. Iron cast jaw is iron as Jose Ramirez. Main boxing biker says Ramirez was swinging mad, wild, and missing. He made Postol look like how Postol looked against Crawford. Absolutely, especially in the first, it's in rounds two and 3, made him miss a whole lot of shots. Gaines PP says Ramirez needs to duck Taylor and get that Crawford payday. I hope not, and I doubt he does that. Man. And this isn't to say because Josh Taylor handled Postol easier than the man Ramirez. That fight is just a given victory for Josh Taylor. No, the triangle theory don't work in boxing, man. That's what we're not gonna do. You know what I mean? Joe Frazier beat Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? Joe Foreman punished Joe Frazier. Muhammad Ali beats George Foreman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Vernon Forrest beats the man Shea Mosley twice. Vernon Forrest loses to Ricardo Mayorga twice. Shea Mosley beats Ricardo Mayorga, the man who beat Vernon Forrest twice. Shea Mosley beats him twice. You know what I mean? So the triangle theory ain't going to always work. You never know. Jose Ramirez could make that fight even, could beat the man easier. You know what I mean? So we shall see, man. Time will tell. Main Boxing Biker says, hey, Gaines PP, we're not going to promote people ducking, man. That's what we're not going to do. That's what we're not going to do, man. The man Crawford needs to go ahead and get him some fights with some legitimate welterweights. We want to see Josh Taylor and Ramirez. Just hopefully the man Josh Taylor can get past his mandatory. For his IBF mandatory in his next fight. Where we at in the chat? Main Boxing Biker says this fight was like the bull and the matador. Postol had Ramirez like Olay. He sure did. Games PP says he got another gift against Zapata too. I don't think that was a robbery. I think I had that fight a draw. Yeah, I had it a draw, but I didn't think it was a robbery. That's what I consider a gift, a robbery. You know what I mean? Main Boxing Biker says Ramirez is food if he think he gonna fuck with Crawford. Absolutely. I'm not pressed to see that. I want to see Josh Taylor and Ramirez. Games PP says I wish Postol would have just do more combos when he hurt Ramirez. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think what really the judges probably decided not to rule in his favor. I mean, you got to keep these guys at the end of your jab and pop them with that 1-2 like he was doing, sure. But you got to do that more often. Keep this guy honest, you know what I mean? Mr. Doc says, at Mr. No, I'm not even there yet, sorry. M1 says Ramirez won't stop being salty. Main Boxing Biker says Ramirez is food. I think I read that. Games PP says I wish Postol would have just. Yeah, I read that. M1 says no one salt. Mr. Doc says the M1 no one salty. I just know what I saw. I got nothing against Ramirez and Postol in my family. Yeah, Mr. Doc. Mr. Doc says tell him B Marsh. Triangles don't work in boxing. Absolutely not, man. You know what I mean? If you that's how you're gonna make your breakdown and prediction, man. Hey, man, it doesn't always go down like that. Games PP says all Ramirez has is size, stamina, and throws a lot of punches. Sure, he should. I agree with you on that, you know. Yeah, and he has that backing of that crowd in his hometown in Fresno or over there in California where they, you know, I forgot what his parents do as far as agriculture. What is it picking strawberries or something? He's a big advocate for immigrants over there in California who be working in agriculture, you know what I mean? But he does have great stamina. He reminds me of Tony the Tiger Lopez, another guy from Northern California, from Sacramento back in the day who had a lot of energy, was a fan favorite fighter. He was like a franchise over there in Sacramento when he used to fight at the Arco Arena where the Kings used to play. The Sacramento Kings, I'm talking about the days of Mitch Richmond, Bobby Hurley and them, Walter Wizard Williams, you know what I mean? Tony the Tiger Lopez, and that he brings the same kind of fighting style, atmosphere. His whole aura to me reminds me, Jose Ramirez's whole aura reminds me of the man Tony the Tiger Lopez. Mr. Doc says, yes, bring on Undisputed. Absolutely. That's what we want. Undisputed. Boxing Learner says Ramirez needs to improve his boxing skills. I think he has good boxing skills. I just think he's... Look, before I finish answering that, who were the trainers tonight? What's his name? Postol had Manny Pacquiao. Freddie Roach. He had Freddie Roach in Viktor Postol's corner, and the man Robert Garcia was in the corner of Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez used to be trained by the man Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach and Jose and Robert Garcia, they don't like each other at all. You know what I mean? And I think that the man Freddie Roach, man, he outcoached the man tonight, man. He outtrained his man. He outtrained the other coach, Robert Garcia. But as far as Ramirez's boxing skills, he does have boxing skills. He just doesn't have very good defense. You know, he doesn't move his head and he's there to be hit. He comes in straight lines. You know what I'm saying? He got to work on his cutting off the ring. He's a very good pressure fighter. I'll give him that. He has a granite jaw. But he needs to throw the jab more, doubling and tripling up the jab, more punches and bunches and variations. I'm not going to say the man don't got very good boxing skills. The man is a unified champion. You know what I mean? Main Boxing Biker says, what up, everybody in the chat? What up with y'all, man? Main Boxing Biker says, you can see the vibe on Ramirez's face that he know in his heart he lost his fight. Absolutely. Main Boxing Biker says, fighters in their hearts know when they lost. Boxing Learner says, what up, Main Boxing Biker? Absolutely. Games PP says, I wouldn't mind seeing Undisputed, but they need to pay Jack Catterall to step aside for Undisputed, man. Jack Catterall ain't going to do nothing, man. He going to have to sit his ass on the sideline. Nobody wants to see him do nothing. Main Boxing Biker says Robert Garcia. That's the name I was forgetting. I finally remembered it. Main Boxing Biker says Postol length caused the problem mainly for Ramirez. And if I'm not mistaken, he's not even his reach ain't even that long compared to the man. I think even what's his name might have a longer reach. Dude, what's his name? Jose Ramirez has a longer reach, if I'm not mistaken, or it's just slightly shorter. You know what I mean? Probably by like an inch. You know what I'm saying? But absolutely, it's the European, it's that Ukrainian style. If you know anything about this man, Viktor Postol, man, this guy been doing this boxing thing since he was a little kid. Over there in the Ukraine, these guys, man, PE and gym, they do boxing. You know what I'm saying? This guy, they go through academies of boxing over there from young. That's why in the Olympics, 2016, 2012, 2008, the former USSR countries, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, these countries are winning more medals in America. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're producing more fighters than the United States because these guys are training from young. You know what I mean? From when they're like 5 years old. These guys are training boxing. You know what I'm saying? You check it, long amateur careers from Triple G to what's the other guy? Lomachenko. These guys have extensive amateur backgrounds because these guys are putting in the work from young. You know what I'm saying? And this technique, that Ukrainian style, Russian style, I think, of course, these guys, they don't really got much upper body movement, hip movement, bending the knees and whatnot. It's more of an upright Euro style, but they're pretty effective. And the man Jose Ramirez, man, he couldn't get past that jab. You know what I'm saying? Usyk too, absolutely. Main Boxing Biker, Usyk too. Yep. um Main Boxing Biker says Postol straight punches were getting there before Ramirez wide hooks. Absolutely. And that's why I suggested in my breakdown prediction, don't be hooking with that hooker. Don't hook with him. Throw your straight punches and straight lines, you know what I mean? Punching angles, use your lateral movement. And it worked effectively for him, but unfortunately the judges ain't see it that way. B Marsh Boxing, big ups to Main Boxing Biker, Gangs PP, Boxing Learner, big ups to Mr. Doc, big ups to everybody in the chat. Salute to y'all, man. Boxing Learner, everybody, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. I'm about to seal the deal on this video. I had this fight, controversial decision. I had this fight 7 rounds to 5 for Viktor Postol, the championship. I had it 5 rounds apiece after 10. 11 and 12 were all Postol. Now, not even no swing round, nothing. It is what it is. B Marsh Boxing, I'm gone. Peace.